Hi, I'm Jack Baruzzini, and you're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, where I talk about the hidden meanings and deeper layers found in the Stargate movies, TV series, and more. And joining me today are Father Cory Sticha. Hi, Father.
Howdy, Jack.
And Lisa Jones. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Jack.
And Victor Lambs. Hey, Victor.
Hi, Jack. It is me, Colonel Victor.
Boris and Natasha. Nice. I'm also kind of losing my voice, so hopefully it will hold out through the rest of this episode, but we will see. Today we're discussing the 16th episode of Season 6, Metamorphosis. SG-1 and the Russian SG-4 team travel to P3X367 to stop Nirti from experimenting on the locals with her DNA resequencer. However, they are captured by the locals who believe that Nirti is a god. She scans Carter and Ivanov with her machine, which causes them to become ill. Ivanov dies, and Carter's condition gets worse. Jonas is taken to Nirti's quarters, where she tries to seduce him into helping her. He refuses. Wodan, the leader of the locals, aka Sloth, finally realizes that Nirti is evil after Agar, a telepath, reads her mind. He kills her Jafar warriors and strangles her to death. Agar uses the DNA resequencer to heal Carter and begins to heal the rest of the inhabitants of the planet. The end. Very happy ending there. What are your thoughts on this episode, Father?
I kind of like this one. This is, it kind of follows the standard trope of Goa'uld is our god. No, they aren't. Yes, they are. I'm going to kill you to prove otherwise. Oh, wait, you're right. They really are the god. We kill the god now. But other than that, no, I like the imagery of the DNA sequencer. That was kind of cool where it actually showed like the DNA sequence being changed and everything. And the idea that, of course, the end of Nirti, we finally see the end of her. This is definitely one of those she doesn't come back type of things. We definitely see the body at the end. So, no, it's all right one, but it definitely has the standard SG-1 formula.
Yes, it was a very typical pattern for the Planet of the Week type episodes.
Yep.
Which is nice because I feel like the past several episodes have been, most of them been Earthbound or something different. So it's kind of fun to have one of these one-offs again. What about you, Lisa?
That's what I was going to say. After being on Earth so much, this is kind of a nice kind of, I want to say, throwback to earlier seasons where you're off-world, you don't know what's going on, you go in with one thing and it turns out to be something else, and the team acts together. So I like it. It's been a while since we've seen Jack with the team. So, he's been missing or he's been with Mayborn or whatever. And so I've always liked this one. Except for the creepy Jonas seduction scene. That's a little weird, but the rest of it. That was a little weird. But when Nirti. But no, it's great. And you've got some fabulous actors in this one who've been in lots of other episones. And the makeup and what they went through to get looking like that was fabulous. One of my teenagers walked through the room and she's like, "What is that on the side of his head?" And I was like, "It's an eyeball." She's like, like
a pulsating eyeball.
So I was really glad that she was so creeped out by 20-year-old makeup and costuming and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, no, I love all the body horror in this episode, and you can never beat practical effects for that.
For sure.
Yeah. What about you, Victor?
Yeah, I like this episode overall. I think what I like most about it is that we get our two favorite recurring alien Stargate actors, Alex Zahara and Deon Johnstone, who, Alex Zahara played bus driver in 1969 in Numerous Aliens, and Deon Johnstone played Lieutenant Tyler in Numerous Aliens on SG-1. We get to see them in kind of like, guest star or, center roles on this. Every time the Russian, Stargate team is brought in is always a good episode in my book. We get to see Nirti. Interestingly enough, I don't know what the story is behind this, but she co-wrote the story for this episode. So always good when the lead actress can write a story for herself. The only complaint is that I think they really need to work on their female Goa'uld voices. because when you have someone dressed in leather like that and they're talking like this, it doesn't. In modern times, it reads kind of like, Crying Game more than anything else.
This is showing the fact that it's a 30-year or 20-year-old episode. This is very much showing that.
I just kept wanting her to sing a Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
She's got the weird like bustier thing. But yeah, the outfits are very nice in this, and the makeup effects are excellent, and they get a lot of mileage out of their big iron gates there.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is just cut that clip of you out of context, Victor, right there, saying the outfits are very nice in it, and just have it with a picture of Mirchi's outfit.
Tweet that. And we get some weird splooshing effects too. Alibrand and then Colonel Ivanov, rest in peace, sploosh out in this episode. And I think we saw that in an X-Men movie.
It's in the first X-Men.
Yeah, something like that. And then, but yeah, still very disturbing. Like, because I wouldn't want to be water.
You could tell they went easy on the special effects. They showed it once the first time, and then you just hear the sound as it cuts away from him as he's spitting out water.
Yeah.
They let him die with some dignity there.
Yeah.
Ivanov.
Yeah. No, I like how dark this episode is right off the bat. Like, you open up, they bring that poor guy in, and he just has this really graphic, horrible death, like a few minutes into the episode. So it's kind of setting the tone for it.
Yeah. And Alex or Alejandro Ray, we don't see him again in the show, I don't think, but not that character, obviously, but does dying very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a real terrified, which is good from a acting and story perspective, but also pretty disturbing.
Well, I read online that he was supposed to blow up.
Oh, so that would like the.
It was
supposed to be like
considered
the bomb, the Naquita bomb.
It was considered too gross and icky.
Yeah,
so they spooshed him and liquefied him instead.
If they had him explode, that would have just crossed over into like schlocky, funny territory.
Yeah, with the special effects of the time, it would have looked like Quake 2 or something, or Doom.
Instead, we got Waters from Mars from Doctor Who instead.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They do that in Doctor Who.
Well, they don't explode like that, but the water's running down their face. And if you touch it, you become one of them. And
I was thinking that's a biohazard in the hallway. Like, who's cleaning that up? That's gross.
Yeah.
Well, and I like too, it's like, oh, you brought back an alien. Well, that's highly irregular. Oh, it's someone from Nirti's planet. Wait, what happened? And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Cassandra had a bomb in her, and they're not just immediately like, let's sweep this guy for Naquita bombs.
They stopped doing that check as the SG teams came through.
Yeah.
I also like how much guff they give the Russian team for bringing through an alien. Like, when you know that if Jack had been the one to do this, Hammond would have been like, okay.
Well, there's literally an alien
standard
standing there. There's literally an alien standing there with Jonas.
Yeah.
And Tilk, and Jonas.
Yeah.
It's like, don't act like you haven't done this
a couple of
tens of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention all like the lone survivors of an alien race who are smart and can help the SGC that they bring back. Like we've seen it a couple of times and then we never see him again. Yeah.
What if they have like a retirement community set up for them?
They're working on one of the other floors we never see.
That's right. They're the ones that get to clean up the biohazard.
Yeah.
Reading books with Jonas in the library because they can't go anywhere.
And I did have to laugh. I mean, the intro scene is very cute where Jonas is like flirting with the nurse and he's like, I'm thinking of asking her out. And it's like, oh, really? Like, you can't leave the base. So how's that going to go? It's like, ask her out to the mess hall.
The commissary.
Yeah.
Well, I love Sam's expression where as she goes out, maybe I'll see you down in sick bay. Kind of with a finger guns.
Hopefully,
and she just looks at him like, really? That's your pickup line?
What a line.
She seemed into it, though. The nurse did.
She did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's because he doesn't have that haircut that he has later on.
That's true. Like Justin Bieber cut.
Oof. And I think it's funny that they have that because later on in the episode, we get whatever was going on with Nirti.
Yeah, she's trying to create a Haktar, right? Which is like the advanced golden child that, right?
Yep.
Or no. That
No.
was golden child was something different. No, he was the Haktar, right?
No, the Hakta is the super soldier host for the Goa'uld.
Oh, not the Harcesis. I get those.
You're thinking the Harcesis, yeah.
Okay.
No, the idea that this, because her goal is always to make this Haktar, which is like this superhuman that can then become her next host, and that's what she's talking about with Sam. Or maybe you'll be my next one.
Yeah, I like that. Over my dead body. Yeah. That's probably more likely.
And Nerti, Sam can't be Nerti's next host because she was blended with Jalinar, which means that she can't be blended with another Goa'uld. And I thought that when Sam was like in the DNA like spiral, that Nerti would have said something like, "Oh, you've already been blended. Well, this is awkward."
Well, it's I don't get the feeling it's a DNA issue. It's something in the blood. That person that never gets filtered out.
Yeah.
It's like graft host rejection or something. If you've already had one Goa'uld. But yeah, and I like the like we were saying, all the effects that they do with the people on the planet who they've been experimented on by Nirti, and they believe that she's helping them, but it turns out that she's really the cause of all their stuff. And like I mentioned in the intro there, that one guy, as soon as he takes off his hood, it's just Sloth from the Goonies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah,
Rocky Road.
Baby Ruth. Yeah. No, I like the reveal of like the misfit, freaks, and they're like all chanting one of us at Jonas and stuff. But
well, it's interesting too that Ilbrin, it's like, oh, she's experimenting on my people. It's like, oh, he hasn't had the experiment done yet. It's like, no, he's actually at the end of the experiment.
Yeah,
he's actually already been through all that stuff, and that's why he ends up blowing up or turning into a big pool of water,
splooshing out, because Nirti knows that, like, well, you can leave and I'll just let you leave. I'm done with you. You'll just by this time tomorrow, you'll need like a Homer bucket to carry you around in.
Yeah, or a jumpsuit with a very noticeable zipper up the back.
Yeah.
And they never, do they ever say where Nirti went? Because it seems like she just kind of left for a while and then decides to come back. And
well, she kind of went into hiding, I think is what it's supposed to be. Of course, they've kind of set up her character that way, that she's the spider hiding in the cave. She's not one that's out there public. She's not the Raw or somebody like that that's out, making big deals and look at how, big mean Goa'uld I am, and I'm going to conquer you all because I'm your god. No, she's the one that kind of hides in the background and goes off the radar until she gets accidentally found, and then she goes finds another place to go hide out under the radar and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's playing a different game. She's not trying to amass armies and take out the others. She's thinking ahead. Can I get a better host body and then do whatever evil plan she needs to do?
Better host, better Jaffa, so that they're stronger and better and everything.
But apparently she has like the line on a lot of ancient technology, because she found this place where this is yet another example of abandoned ancient technology that does horrible things. And we'll see this through the rest of Stargate and into SG-1 and through Atlantis too. It's like the ancients abandoned a lot of experiments and didn't really think, hey, somebody else could. It's like, leaving a firearm out where a toddler could find it, right? I mean, it's like, hey, let's not leave this technology lying around.
Well,
these
humans, they're too dumb. They'll never figure this out.
It's just very irresponsible of the ancients.
It's like the Asgard. It's that arrogance of, we're so smart and we're whatever. Meh.
To use your analogy, it's more like if you left the gun out and a dog walked by. The dog will never figure out how to use the gun. That's more how they think about it.
Yep.
Unless that dog is Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that episode.
Yeah.
Yes, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Raggy.
But
speaking of dark,
that's going to be his 8th and final movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, so I like how everybody's they're very concerned about like what Sam has been through in the machine, but did Nirti not resequence Jonas at all and
She
just like
did.
check them out?
She did.
Oh, that's
We're not
right,
done
that's
with
right.
it yet.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right,
We're
yeah.
gonna pick that up in another
Couple episodes.
couple episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it's just
nice.
weird that they seem very unconcerned with
They
like
didn't
it's been a while since I've seen this.
They
Well,
didn't
he's
stick
not-
him
he's
back
not-
in the machine and undo him. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
They're all like,
Well,
eh.
he's not showing any effects either, though.
Yeah.
Unlike
That's
Sam,
true.
who like immediately, well, Sam and the Colonel both immediately show effects.
Well, then you think about it. The Colonel splooshed pretty quickly,
Mhm.
and Sam's just sweating. So
Yep. Well, she was getting a little bit more than sweating there towards the end. I mean, it was of course it was meant to be like she's at her last minute, last chance, and of course then she's standing in the machine. Oh, we're just fine now. Everything's good.
Yeah, and like props to Egger, who is his special like Haktar power is that he can read minds kind of sometimes, most of the time, except if it's Jonas like lunging out of the cell at him. But he's like sitting there and he's like using his brain power, like he's like, oh yeah, Nirti's lying at us. And then while Nirti's like, no, I'm not lying, you're bad. He like downloads the instructions for how to use the machine
As-
to like
as she's being
resequence.
choked. She's being
Yeah.
choked to death. He's
and that's
grabbing
what
all
she's
of it.
he's
thinking
like-
about in that moment is, how do I undo what I did to Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even if he could download Hermione's like, oh, don't worry, I know how to use this now. And he's like, boop,
Yeah.
boop.
And yeah, so now he's going to change over
Yeah.
his whole race, change him back.
Yeah.
What I want to know is they don't go into this in the episode, but did he have to read both her mind and the mind of the symbiote to get all the information?
Oh, that's a good
or-
question.
Oh.
I would assume it's the symbiote, is the one that's the most important because that's the
That's
one that's
true.
controlling everything.
Yeah.
And most of the mutants like seem to be mostly dudes, so like good luck repopulating your village. Even if you do like
I mean, it
yeah.
was kind of hard to tell under
It
that
was,
makeup.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They just all had deep voices like Nirti.
Near
It's okay.
They'll go out to the Stargate and find some other people to
Yeah.
propagate the species with.
It'll
7
be like-
brides for 7 mutants.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say. You can start singing "Bless Your Beautiful Hide."
Yeah. Oh, those mutants were sobbing, sob. Yeah.
Well, Jonas said they're going to bring them whatever they need to.
Oh, that's right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
We also get more insight into Jack's rather murderous tendencies. 'Cause as soon as they get there, Agar is like, "You're gonna kill Nirti, aren't you?" No,
yeah.
no, yes.
Only if
Maybe.
I have to.
Yeah. Which explicitly, like, he says we're not going to kill Nirti, or something. But yeah, I guess that's deep down. Like, it is his problem because he did let her go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he feels guilty, feels responsible. Yeah.
I also want to know where I feel like the transport rings just kind of come out of nowhere in that like old shack building. It's like, did they not notice those when they were walking in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're supposed to be a platform, right? I mean, and sometimes you can get if you cover it with dust, you can be like, oh, I didn't realize there was a ring platform there. But
Right.
Think about the Tok'ra planet. Remember the sand?
yeah,
And they just
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
come right out of there.
they use that to a good comedic effect. So
yeah, that was pretty good. And then you're like, oh, Nirti's invisible, and then she's like, zap, and gets
Yep.
Carter. Yeah.
then we get Nirti trying to put the moves on Jonas, and
Yeah, he played that very well. Like if you're ever in
Yeah.
a situation like that, you want to be like, I'm trying to figure you out, but then I'm going to like flatly deny you at the end.
Yeah. Oh, what,
See,
what would I do if you gave me those powers? Oh, I would release all the people you've got imprisoned and kill you, and maybe not exactly in that order.
see, I think he should have gone further with it.
Yeah.
and like just
Mhm.
killed her. 'Cause
They
he
played
kinda
along a
had an
little
opening
more.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was expecting. He was gonna like stab her or something.
Yeah, but I think he was still operating under orders that we need to help these people.
Yep.
Yeah.
At a certain point. Yeah. I mean, it's like the very first thing you do is like kill Nirti. Like you see the machine. Oh, this machine is turning people into mutants and could create like a super Goa'uld someday. Let's destroy it before
Mhm.
we do anything else. Just put some C4 on it. End of episode. Credits roll.
True, but they did
And
have
Colonel
to help,
Ivanov is alive. But yeah.
So that shot of we're looking at him and they pull back, right? And you realize it's her leg.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh.
supposed to be from The Graduate?
That's what I was kind of thinking. It was kind of
Oh.
along that line of the Mrs.
Yeah.
Robinson, are you trying to seduce me?
Yeah, because isn't that the line that Jonas kind of says?
Yeah, something like that. Are you trying to seduce me or something like that?
Yeah. So I just wondered. That was the only thing I could think of because that was an
Never
odd.
actually seen that movie, so
You're not missing a lot.
I have no plans on to watch it.
Yeah.
I like,
I like
The song
parts
is better.
of it.
The song is better than the movie.
Yeah.
yeah, like
The
I like the Simon and
Simpsons-
Garfunkel song.
The
There you go.
Simpsons parody is better than the movie.
Of course, ironically, this is the second time this week that movie's come up. That's kind of disturbing. Anyways,
Uh-oh.
discussion with some priest friends, and that movie came up as well.
Not asking.
It was clean. It was
Okay.
clean. It's about plastics. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then you've got the Wizard of Oz again at the end. We haven't
Yep,
had a good
more
Wizard of Oz
references to that.
reference in a while.
Couple of Wizard of Oz lines, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a movie I have seen
There you go.
Yeah.
because I feel like pretty much everyone has.
Yeah.
I do laugh at the beginning when they first get on the planet and they shoot up all the Jaffa. There's the one guy left, and of course, it's the fat guy. The
Yeah.
one fat
Oh,
Jaffa
yeah.
running away. It's like, how does he fit that armor? Doesn't get very far, though.
Yeah. And their diversion wasn't really much of a diversion. I mean, because they detonate the explosives and then immediately just like start shooting the people where they were.
It
Anyways.
worked. They looked
Yeah.
away. What was
Yeah, I
that?
guess-
What was that?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
it's
dead.
true.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of one-trick ponies when it comes to the Jaffa tactics, but
Yeah.
if it works,
I expect my diversions to be a little bit more Ocean's 11, right? Where they're like more thought out. It's like you cut the power, and
Mission
then you walk
Impossible
in,
type.
and then the guards go this way, but I guess it worked. Yeah,
just going guns a-blazing.
yeah.
So, was the rest of the Russian team with them at the end? I don't feel like we saw them. Did they all die, or
They were supposed to
No.
be guarding the gate.
Yeah.
okay? Because I feel like they just kind of disappear.
The only
Yeah, I
only
think
one
he
we
made
see
a
die
reference.
was the lieutenant colonel.
yeah,
Yeah. He does say like if I don't report in, their orders are to like, go back or something or
Yep.
Mhm.
As far as we know, they're fine.
Is this
Yeah.
the first we've seen of the Russian team as being an actual team? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think so.
SG, what were they for?
yeah.
We hear about it, but yeah.
We don't hear about it enough because like suddenly it's been like a whole season since we've seen the Russian team. And then it's like, oh yeah, the Russian team's coming in. And you're like, well, I guess there are like 12 other, at least, American SG teams that we don't hear about.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the show is called SG-1, right? So
I think we
But it
do
would-
see more of the Russian team going forward.
yeah, once
Mhm.
they get their own redacted, especially.
I want to see, do they have like a Cyrillic style logo? I want to see that. I don't know if we ever see
Well,
that in the show.
They
But
had just the regular, Stargate with the number 4 in their
Yeah.
patches. but-
Mhm.
I'll have to see if I can find that sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Yeah. Did y'all have any other thoughts on this episode?
There was a Superman line where Jack
There was.
asked if one of the mutants could bend steel and was more powerful than a locomotive. And then
Oh,
when they
yeah.
just kind of look and he goes, I guess they don't know what a locomotive is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Shades back to the, the line where he's talking about updating his resume or something, or
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
the Jaffa doesn't know what they're talking about. I did like how Jack keeps referring, like his pronunciation of Nirti is nerdy basically, or nerdy. It just sounds like he's saying nerdy. So
Nerdy.
I wonder if that was just a Richard Dean Anderson thing because he mispronounces so many
Yeah.
names and like alien race name, like Ashen or Ashen or
Well, that's
I just wonder if he just did that on purpose or he didn't care or they wrote it in as kind of a cute little quirk of his. But he does always mispronounce.
well, that's
things.
like Donis Davis trying to say Goa'uld.
yeah,
Goa'uld.
Goa'uld. The Goa'uld.
Gold. Yeah, I feel like Jack goes out of his way to pronounce the Goa'uld's name in insulting ways because he calls Baal a ball.
Yeah.
As in bocce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's not much you can do with Ra, but
Yeah, that was early.
Yeah, that was early on.
Yep.
But no, I like this episode. The makeup effects are very good.
Mhm.
It's I think as good a Goa'uld death as we see. You know, she's hoisted on her own petard and her own. You know, it's the Frankenstein ending. Her own
Mhm.
creations come back to do her in at the end once they realize that they are monsters.
And then Jack's
Well,
like,
that's-
no, don't kill her.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah. Well, he still was hoping to get the,
Well, that's true, Carter.
Machine.
save Carter. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but no, I mean that was probably one of the more graphic of deaths. I mean, you literally
Mhm.
see him snap her neck.
yeah. It's the cable, you know, cable television death that you can get away with, like
Yeah.
on Supernatural, like the number of people who die that way, or Buffy, like that's how you just like.
But most of the time, though, the deaths are like, you know, either they blow up in a ship and you don't see it, or
Yeah,
they get shot by enough
Mhm.
bullets where they can't recover. But
And
all
they
you
go,
see is the sparks of the
yeah.
bullets, and that's it. This one, you actually, you know, so it's a little more
Yeah,
graphic.
I was gonna say, I guess with the way the Goa'uld is in the host, that
yeah.
kind of
Yep.
literally kill two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Which is why you don't see a lot of Goa'ulds going to the chiropractor, because when they do that thing with your neck, that just instantly kills the Goa'uld. Saves the host, but kills the Goa'uld. Don't know why the Toker never thought of that.
So every SG team should have a chiropractor. Is that what you're saying?
They should,
There
yeah.
you go.
At least on a
Oh,
train.
ball, let me give you
Yeah.
let me give you a back rub. Let me
Yeah.
give you a massage. Crack.
Yeah.
I did look.
Seems
This
intense.
episode won a Leo Award, which was a Canadian
Oh,
TV
okay.
award
Yeah.
for
Oh,
best
nice.
makeup.
Well, they
Ah, cool.
deserve it.
So they did get it. And then, of course, this episode does have its shippy moments where Jack tells Carter, you know, to go take a rest. And instead of going laying down, she just, you know, puts a little
Yep.
head on his shoulder. And,
Mhm.
you know, they just seem overly concerned with each other. So I know those scenes rate high on the high on the Jack Sam ship list, which we haven't seen in a while.
And I do have a feeling that if Sam had been okay at the end, he would have been fine with him just killing Nirti and not really worried about the mutants, the fate of him.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And then there was and then the Jacqueline Samuda, who plays Nerdy, the co-writing credit went to James Tishner, who was the special
Mhm.
effects editor or director.
Yes. Wrote
Yep.
and then wrote the teleplay as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is
basically, yeah.
like the second or
in-house.
third time he's had one.
To have a showcase for his makeup abilities too.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
because
he wanted
didn't
to
he
show
write
off
a
that cool
replicator
DNA
one?
effect too. He wanted the
Yeah.
cool DNA effect, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm just reading the wiki. I didn't realize that Carter swore when she was calling Jonas a chicken.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh yeah, chicken S.
No, I must not have had the volume up loud enough. So
Yeah,
I can hear
was
it in
one of those
mine.
chicken S.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, where it faded out real quick before she finished it.
I don't remember being able to tell the original, but now I think everything's just done a
Yeah,
little
that
better.
much better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like that scene
Yeah.
just because her ribbing him just again showed how he's fitting into the team, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for the next, you know, like 4 episodes.
And him saying like, you know, on my planet, it's customary that a mutual friend, you know, which is not true. I have a feeling, but
That was funny.
Yep. He needs a wingman.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that was Jonas just trying to
yeah.
get her to set him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Should be asking Frasier because she works in the medical ward.
Oh, true.
There you go.
That's right. Diagnosed me with nurse fever or whatever.
He's got a fever, and the
Yeah.
only prescription is more nurse.
More near tea. Yeah.
Do we have any fun alternate language titles for this episode?
No, unsurprisingly enough, they were all just metamorphosis, which in all languages, I guess, because it's like what a Greek word, it's all just
Yeah.
metamorphosis.
Yep.
So do better, foreign languages. Next time.
Stop using ancient languages.
Yeah, yeah. I guess English did too, but
Nice. Awesome. Do y'all have any other thoughts on this episode?
Nope.
Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create The Secret to Stargate, including Jerry G, Kevin K, Dale and Dan A, John S, and Rebecca S. Their generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue The Secret to Stargate and all the shows at StarQuest. And you can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. Be sure to follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and you can find the video versions at youtube.com/StarQuestMedia. And to find previous episodes of Secret to Stargate and to send feedback, please visit sqpn.com/Stargate. And you can email us at stargate@sqpn.com or follow StarQuest on social media at facebook.com/StarQuestMedia or on Twitter at SQPN. And we'll be back next time when we'll be discussing the next episode of SG-1, Disclosure. Until then, Father Cory, thank you for joining me and sharing The Secret to Stargate.
Thank you, Jack.
And Lisa Jones, thank you too.
Thanks, Jack.
And Victor Lambs, thank you as well.
Thanks, Jack, and with any luck, I'll get sick.
Feeling that right now. And once again, I'm Jack Baruzzini. Thank you for listening to The Secret to Stargate on StarQuest.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but that just happens to be how I feel about it. What do you think?
But yeah, the outfits are very nice in this.